Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to Saral Japani YouTube channel. Friends, the results of the preliminary application for the research applications towards MEXT 2026 scholarships have been declared yesterday, and by now you must have seen the result, I assume. Congratulations to all those applicants who have been shortlisted for the written test and interview. And just in case someone is unaware of the result, the direct URL to the result has been pasted in the description section of this video, because on the embassy website there is no direct icon or any section which you can click and which can take you to the result. There is no such thumbnail or no such icon as such, but there is a direct URL. So the applicants have found themselves the URL, and clicking on that URL, or not clicking, opening that URL, you can see the result. So in case you have not yet seen the result, please click on the URL that is there in the description section of this video and check your result. Once again, congratulations to those who have been shortlisted, and for those who aren't shortlisted, for them this video will give some insights to how the selection has been done, what is the acceptance rate of the preliminary applications. And for your benefit, I have collected the preliminary application selection results of the last 6 years. That is from the year 2021 until 2026. And in this video, we shall analyze that trend and see which discipline or which field of study has how many numbers of selected candidates for the written test and interview, so that you get a clear idea of what is the level of competition in your field of study, and how you should prepare yourself, how much effort it will require to get selected in this preliminary round. So in other words, this video will give you some insights into the important takeaways for 2027. If you are planning to reappear in this selection process next year, either through the embassy channel or through the university channel, this analysis may give you some preliminary idea about how it goes. So let's look at it. Preliminary application acceptance rate. So if you look at the statistics, total number of applications that were submitted this year is 3,170, which is an all-time high, at least during the past 6 years. So as you can see here, 3170 applications. In none of the previous 5 years, the number of applications crossed this limit. So this time it was a huge competition, and the number of applications shortlisted is 185. So the acceptance rate of this preliminary application is just 5.83 percentage. So only a handful of applicants were shortlisted for the written test and interview. Now, if you look at the previous years, the number of shortlisted applications were almost the same, but the number of total applications received were much lesser. That means the acceptance rate has decreased this year. So this is not a good sign. The acceptance rate is decreased, and which used to be as high as 8 to 8.87. In 2021, because of COVID, in both of these years, 2021 and 2022, there were no written tests, and they just selected 100 candidates in total, and they were interviewed virtually, and the final merit list was prepared. There was no written test in this, so that's why you see here 100. But again, from 2023 onwards, written tests were conducted, and these many candidates were shortlisted for the written test as well as the interview. So this table gives you an idea of the acceptance rate of applications. And now we will see Field of study wise, what is the figures for the last 6 years? This is the summary which I have prepared by going into the result page of each of these years. So just like this year's result, you can see the result of all the previous years starting from 2021, and you can compare yourself also, but for your ease or your benefit, I have done that part. So now let's go field by field. First is the aerospace engineering. As you can see, it's generally between 2 and 4. So it used to be 2. In 2024, it was increased by 1. And then for the last 2 years, it is 4. Agriculture and fishery, nowadays it is around 8 to 10. Applications are shortlisted, which earlier used to be around 3 to 5. Architecture has always been and is still between 2 and 3. Biotechnology and biology. So this is a field where there is a lot of intake. So as you can see, it has always been at a on a higher side. So this time was the all-time high. 28 applications were selected for written test and interview. So this is a promising field, biology and biotechnology. So if you are from this field, there are still higher chances than others to get selected. Chemistry and chemical engineering. So this is again around 10. Chemistry and chemical engineering, since there are two fields basically, one is the normal chemistry field, the other one is the chemical engineering field. So you can consider that 5 from chemistry and 5 from chemical engineering will make up this category. So it has always been from in between 8 to 10 or 11. Civil engineering average 5 every year. Computer science and information technology. So this has significantly increased over the past few years. So as you can see, on year basis, the count has increased 7, 12, 16, 25, 33, and this time it is 39. So this is the most this is the field that has the most intake, and the application acceptance rate is the highest in this category. So if you are from computer science or information technology, and also if you are from any engineering field, like for example, electrical engineering or electronics and communication engineering, you can try applying in information technology and computer science as well. So that will give you higher chances of getting selected. Then electrical engineering is around 3 to 5. Electronics and communication engineering is also the same, between 3 to 5. This time it was 6. Environmental science, again this similar average of 5. Geology and geoinformatics has always been 4. And remember, Japan has high significance of geology and geoinformatics. Despite this fact, the intake percentage is quite low. The acceptance rate is quite low. That means they have enough of that, or there is nothing much new to do. It could be the reason why there are less number of scholarships and less number of intake in geology and geoinformatics. Humanities and social science, if you combine these two, then around 20 applications are shortlisted every year. So you can see here it has been increasing 7, 7, 7, 6, then 15, then 18, and this time it is 24. So it has been increasing steadily. So around 20 applications are shortlisted. Material science has been in between 3 and 6. So there were 6 in 2021, but after that it was reduced to 3 or at max 4. Mathematics. Mathematics is not having that much of intake. It's between 2 and 4. So this time it was only 4 students were shortlisted. Mechanical engineering is on the higher side, average 8 each year. This year it was 7. but it is still better than the electrical engineering or electronics and communication engineering. Pharmaceutical science on an average 3 to 5. Physics is having comparatively higher intakes at an average of 10 every year. This time it was 12. So if you compare with chemistry and some other fields, physics intake is high. So if you are from physics background, then you still have higher chances. Robotics also having a decent acceptance rate of 7, and sports science is just 1 or 2 applications are shortlisted every year. So this is basically the snapshot of how many preliminary applications are accepted for the written test and interview in each field of study. And this, from this you can assess your own position. So for example, as you if you see, just 5 for electrical engineering. So if you are an electrical engineer, or if you are studying currently electrical engineering in bachelor degree, so you should assess your position by yourself, that whether you have that uh, quality in you for getting selected for being the top 5 of the applicants at the national level, because this is for pan India. So in that way, you will have to assess yourself. So through self-assessment only, you should be able to come to a practical decision whether you should apply next year, or should you think of something else, or should you change the discipline, or what you should do going forward. So whatever you guys decide to do for next year, my only suggestion is that do not lose a year by sitting idle at home. So do not simply rely on getting an admission in Japan. That is not going to help, because there is no guarantee that you will get a scholarship in Japan next year as well. So always have a plan B ready with you. If you are currently doing the bachelor degree, then it is fine. So you still have time. Nothing is being wasted. If you are already in a job, then it's nothing to worry about. You can keep trying. As long as you are working and you are earning, you can keep trying for this scholarship for next year and subsequent year as well. However, if you have completed your Bachelor of Engineering, or you have completed your master degree and trying to apply for doctoral degree and currently doing nothing, sitting idle at home, then that is a warning bell, because you should not sit idle. Whatever small job you get, please accept that job, and while working, try for this Japan admission and scholarships. Because nowadays, if you sit idle at home, then your the depreciation starts, basically just like uh, an item or a thing gets depreciated. Similarly, we also get depreciated if we do not do anything. So this is very important, that while you try for next year, do not sit idle, and do not just simply sit idle at home and keep trying for this scholarship. So please don't do that. That is my only advice. And we will soon begin videos on how to apply for 2027 admissions of Japan. So this time we will take a look at both university recommendation route and the MEXT embassy recommendation route, along with other scholarships, admission criteria, the timeline, when you need to do what, when to contact the professors, when to uh, apply, when to send the applications, when to appear for the joint examination, the EJU examination for Japanese university admissions, when to approach the scholarship foundation bodies if you have to contact them directly, and many other things which are associated with Japan admissions 2027. So we will start a series on that very soon. But for now, just do a self-assessment based on the outcome of this preliminary application. So that's why I said in the beginning that this result is more important for those who weren't shortlisted this time, and have some kind of reflections And as I said in the last video, you should think of how what better you could have done to get your application shortlisted. So that you have to assess yourself very carefully so that next time you have better chances of getting selected, and from there you can keep growing, keep improving. And if you apply through the university route, then you will have to contact the professors first, and for that I will create a video for your benefit. So that's all friends. Thanks for watching this video. This was a quick one just to give an idea of what is the acceptance rate of preliminary research applications for MEXT scholarships during the past 6 years. So we will meet again in the next video soon. Thank you. Goodbye.